Hello everyone, my name is Reggina Onggatta and my registration number is 2705079. I am from University of Sumatera Utara, majoring in English Literature. Today, I would like to do a presentation about Forensic Linguistics case analysis on murder of Jenny Nicholl. Linguistics is the scientific study of language as a human activity. It is concerned with both the structure of the language and the ways in which it functions in different settings. There are many fields in linguistics, and one increasingly prominent area of applied research is forensic linguistics. The term forensic linguistics is used for the first time by the professor Jan Svartvik in 1968 in his book The Advanced Statements, A Case for Forensic Linguistics. This field has developed from a research-based understanding of language. Forensic linguistics involves the application of a scientific knowledge to language in the context of criminal and civil law. Forensic linguistics have an interest in understanding the language of the written law, its complexity and its origin, as well as the use of language in forensic linguistics. Well, for today's presentation, I'm using case murder of Jenny Nicholl. The research working area involves forensic linguistics as follows. First, author identification. Second, discourse analysis. Third, dialectology. And the last one is linguistic origin analysis. In this presentation, I have divided them into 4 sections. Section 1 is the brief facts of the case. Section 2 is the suspicious text data. Section 3 is the analysis. And Section 4 is conclusion, the ending of the case. Section 1. First thing first, the Nicholl family lived in Richmond, North Yorkshire, where Nicholl worked at the local supermarket and played guitar in the pub bands. It all started in 30 June 2005. Nicholl told her parents that she was spending the night with friends, which was not uncommon for her, and 2 items with her that suggested she was going on a camping trip. She left the house at 6 p.m. and that was the last confirmed sight of Nicholl. And then Nicholl was reported missing by her parents on 4th July 2005 after they had had no contact with her over the previous days, and her car, a white Rover 214i, was found parked in the Holly Hill pub in Richmond. 9 days later, after Jenny Nicholl was missing, 2 of her friends received a message from her. And 5 days later, her father also received a message from her. And at the end of 2005, the police interviewed David Hodgson, who was 45 at the time of Nicholl's disappearance. He was a married father of 2 and had been Nicholl's boyfriend since she was 14 years old, though he maintained that their relationship was not sexual until she was 16 and they had had sex only 5 times. As you see in my presentation, the authenticity of the messages was put into doubt by the police when they stated in November 2005 that the inquiry had turned from a disappearance into a murder investigation. But the police still maintained an active search for Nicholl, which lasted in the rest of summer of 2005 and involved in searching over 150 areas, including safety tanks, also utilized soldiers from Catterick Garrison to help out. The case came to court in January 2008, where Hodgson denied taking Nicholl to any of his ramshackle huts hidden in the Sunbed plantation near to the A6136 road south of Richmond. DNA evidence contradicted this, as did the discovery of the Nicholl's night dress, teddy bear, and cassette player at the same location. Police believe that Hodgson became jealous of his brother's relationship with Nicholl and he killed her on the night she disappeared. After Section 1, we are going to Section 2, Suspicious Text Data. For the investigation, the police gave the professor transcripts of the 3 July messages. In addition, more than 100 sample texts were sent by the accused, and 11 sample texts were sent by Jenny. This is the copy of the dataset. On the right, we can see the suspicious text, and this is the text that has been sent by Jenny's phone right after the disappearance of Jenny. And on the left, known as Jenny Nicholl. This is the text that Jenny Nicholl has sent by herself. And now, we are moving to Section 3, Forensic Linguistic Analysis based on the data. By forensic linguistic approach, the researcher tries to analyze the suspicious text and then compare them to texts known to be sent by Jenny Nicholl herself, and the analysis shows that the suspicious text almost did not sent by Jenny Nicholl, and the style was instead similar to her older married lover, David Hodgson. And because of this analysis, Hodgson was convicted of murdering Jenny Nicholl, even though her body was never found. The investigators in the case found a number of marked differences between Jenny's text and the suspicious ones sent after her disappearance. From the table on previous section, we can see that 1. In using sign off, which is said see you, Jenny typed it as see you, and David Hodgson, who is pretending to be Jenny, typed it as see ya. 2. In using taboo language, which Jenny typed it as sit, but we can see that David typed it as site. He was using E in the end of the words. 3. In using contraction of have to, Jenny typed it as have to number, but David typed it as F2 number. 4. In using negative marker of I'm not, Jenny typed it as I'm not, but David used I am. 5. In spelling phone, Jenny typed it as phone, but David kept typing it as phone. 6. In using possessive, when Jenny was talking about herself, Jenny would type it as mine or myself, but David was typing it as me or myself. Not only on the way of how Jenny and David's typing style, using stylistic analysis in forensic linguistics also provide the differences between the habitual spacing and format of their text. This is the way of how Jenny usually typed a text. Jenny Nicholl's habitual spacing is word, number, word. For example, free tomorrow, have to get out tonight. Meanwhile, David Hodgson shows different on his habitual spacing when he was pretending to be Jenny. David Hodgson's habitual spacing, word, number, space, word. For example, F to go, H, A, space, me, and then been to space kasih. That's the difference, and we know the differences by using forensic linguistic approach. And now we are in section 4, conclusion, the ending of the case. The whole investigations took 3 years to come to court, but finally on the 19th of February 2008, after a 4-week trial, Hodgson was found guilty of Jenny's murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. His subsequent appeal on the 31st of March 2009 was also turned down by the judge. However, Hodgson still refuses to say what happened to Jenny and or where her remains can be found, though the police suspect that they are somewhere on the moors, and that's the end of the case. All in all, forensic linguistics is very useful in describing how language analysis is increasingly playing a key part during police investigation and court cases to help identify the author of incriminating material, whether it be a threatening voice, documents, planning a terrorist attack, or a sexual explicit chatroom conversation and involving an adult and a child. Also, the linguistics evidence used in forensic linguistics is successful in demonstrating who sent a particular text message where criminals have attempted to use them as alibis. These include difficult murder cases where victims' bodies were never found, such as the recent prosecution of David Hodgson, who was convicted in February of the murder of his ex-lover Jenny Nicholl. Her body was never found. I think that is all from my presentation video. I hope it is very beneficial for you. Thank you and see you!